Greetings from Iowa City, a UNESCO City of Literature in the United States. My name is John Kenyon, and I am the Executive Director of the Iowa City UNESCO City of Literature organization. I'm here today to share the story of the community reading projects we conducted during the COVID-19 lockdown. Sometimes a great project is a result of months of planning by a large group, and sometimes it is the result of a spur-of-the-moment idea that shows up on your phone in the form of a text message from an energized board member. This is an example of the latter. Things had not yet been locked down on March 13th, 2020, when I received this message from Dr. Anna Barker, a professor at the University of Iowa. Foreseeing that people would have time on their hands during what we assumed would be a short lockdown, she suggested we create a community reading project around Giovanni Boccaccio's book, The Decameron. Written in the 1350s, it contains 100 stories that capture the ways a group of young people wait out the worst of the 1348 pandemic in the Italian countryside. We worked quickly with Dr. Barker to create a schedule, publicized the project, and created a community on social media through which participants could interact. It launched on April 1st, 2020, and ran for 100 days. A few hundred people read the book, each doing so remotely, and then joining together virtually to discuss and debate what they had read. The most frequent question from participants toward the end of the schedule was, "What are we reading next?" Dr. Barker was willing to continue, and there was no shortage of classic books to read. That led to our subsequent projects: 50 Days of Paradise Lost, 10 Days of Gilgamesh, and our most ambitious and successful to date, 100 Days of War and Peace. With that first book, we learned that our audience was drawn to Facebook, and so concentrated our efforts there with the programs that followed. While some people only read one or two of the books, there was a core group which grew larger with each passing week, who read all four. And while we started with the expectation that we would draw readers primarily from our local area, augmented by people from around the country, we instead created a sprawling community of participants from all over the world. During the War and Peace project, Dr. Barker led 4 live Zoom discussions, and in each we had people from the next street over chatting with people from 4 different continents. Nearly 1,000 people signed up for that last project, and as you can see from this snapshot of our Facebook page taken last week, more are joining every day. Our key findings were that creating a community was important. Creating a structure that would allow people to join after the start was important, and finding a facilitator who was knowledgeable and personable was perhaps most important. It was also important to create content on a regular basis. In our case, that was daily, and it helped to engage our participants. The common translation is helpful, but as our cross-continental success proves, it is not necessary. Benefits of the program included increased awareness of our designation, of UNESCO, and of our organization. There was a greater sense of community, both locally and globally, and an increase in financial contributions to our organization and in people registering for our newsletters, as well as following us on social media. Now, even though COVID restrictions have been lifted here in Iowa City and people are shifting away from online programs and back to meeting in person, we are embarking on our 5th project, 100 Days of the Brothers Karamazov. Expanding previously planned programming around the book as a way to celebrate the author's 200th birthday this fall, and to leverage Dr. Barker's particular expertise with Russian literature, we are jumping fully into this new project. Anyone interested in joining us can learn more by visiting the link listed here. Links to information about all of our community reading projects can be found on our organization's website, iowacityoftherliterature.org. Thank you.